Hello, hello.
Hello, Rabbi.
How are you on this lovely Sunday?
Baruch Hashem.
I've been listening to a lot of Job with Jess, his channel.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, it's in evangelical speak. It's convicting. How do you translate that to from speak? Um, it makes you feel bad, right? You make a kal v'chomer on yourself. Jess, who reads it in translation, he starts crying.
I know, it's amazing. It's amazing.
He loves that sefer so much.
I know, it's amazing.
He's gone through gone through it with the Malbim, with he knows Sefer Yov better than I would say 90% of rabbis.
For sure. Oh, for sure. That's a joke, of course. Of course he does. It's amazing. Yeah. No, it's his passion for it is infectious. Like just to watch it and to see his passion for it, it's very inspiring.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's really good. So that's what that was part of my day today. It was really nice.
Oh, have you? I here. Now I'm gonna have to play a clip of the Yanuka for you, if I can find it. I can.
That's and the Yanuka. Those are the two. Heroes.
Well, it's your fault. You're the one who brought it up.
I always said, there's an Indian. You start off the shir with a joke. You start off with like something interesting, something off topic.
Okay, this is going to be off topic. Here, I won't make you watch the entire thing.
When I was watching, or maybe it was last night, I was watching. Barry read this amazing poem from George MacDonald.
Yeah.
It was with Jess. It was on the same stream.
Okay. Okay, so this is only 17 seconds. He spent a lot of time talking about this, but
אין ספר מוסר יותר טוב מאיוב. זה ספר מוסר שהוא מלא כל הקושיות שיש לאדם לשם, הכל נמצא בספר איוב, הכל.
הכל נמצא בספר איוב, הכל. אין ספר מוסר יותר מזה.
אם אדם לא לומד בספר איוב, מניין לא יראת שמיים.
אם בן אדם לא ילמד ספר איוב, מאין יראת שמיים.
וואו.
מניין לא יראת שמיים, שמה זה פחד ואימת הגדולה. אין ספר מוסר יותר טוב מאיוב. זה ספר מוסר שהוא מלא כל הקושיות שיש לאדם לשם, הכל נמצא בספר איוב, הכל. אם אדם לא לומד בספר איוב, מניין לא יראת שמיים.
Wow, what a
clip.
What a clip.
Yeah, I sent it to Jess. His Hebrew isn't that good though.
That's insane.
Cal is learning Hebrew, and his Hebrew is actually pretty good.
Amazing.
He can read Torah just in Hebrew.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also like encouraging in the sense that these people who weren't even like, I was raised in this language, and so many of these people know the text better than I do, and that's really like the call to like, hey, you should like get on top of it. Like these people are like, they weren't even raised in it in the mother tongue sense of it, and like they know it way better than I do.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's convicting, as our Christian friends say.
There you go. All right. Okay, we're up to Ksiv. Actually, since I'm so prepared today, I could even share my screen to show you the verse. So we got this verse in Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 18. I skipped. Sorry. Vatzava Shofechem, verse 16. Vatzava Shofechem Esahi. I commanded the judges at this time. I think this is like reflecting back on when Jethro told Moses to hire judges, so he doesn't need to be burdened. So Moshe is commanding them to be judges. It says, "No secure upon a mission of katan gadol tishmon." Right, you should hear of the lowly and the great alike. No secure of the itch.
I think it's your mic. Is your mic really far away from your?
Yes, it is actually. Is this better?
Much better.
Okay. Be'etzavah be'esahi is called Dvar Masher Tasu. And I instructed you at this time about the various things that you should do. So what the Gemara here is Siv Kiata Sovo. Sorry, I skipped already. Where was I? Uksiv Batzava Shodechem Esahi. Uksiv Batzava Eschem Be'esahi. So Rashi says Uksiv Batzava Eshotechem. Mashma es chachmeim hizir lahadrich sibur mishpat v'hiskim al korko. Right. So this first verse in verse 16 is talking about Moshe talking to the judges themselves, and then Rashi says in the next one v'ksiv b'asava eskan v'tzibur atzman hizir u'machet tzufazir. So the first verse Moshe is talking to the judges, and he's saying you should basically take your role seriously, loosely speaking. But then in the second
Rashi he says Baal Korchan, like they didn't want to be judges.
Right. Right, so it's a direct command from Moshe. They don't even have a choice.
Yeah.
And the next one is Uksiv Atzav Eskem, the Tzibur Atzman Hizr, that he's warning the Tzibur themselves about this judgment, or the judges. And Rashi says, like the Gemara's question is, I understand Moshe commanding the judges, but what is Moshe commanding the people for? Like, what is that about altogether? So Gemara says, Amar Rabbi Lezer, Amar Rav Simlai, Ashar Letzibor Shetehei Emas Din Alehem. So it's an Ashara to
Emas Dayan Alehem.
Emas Dayan Alehem, right? That the fear of the judges should be upon them. Ashar Ledayan, and it's a warning to the judge. She is supposed to Tzibor Ad she's supposed to Tzibor that he should that they should tolerate the people. Where Ad Kama. Being that Jews are neurotic, it always has to ask this. Adkama, like how far should a judge go? Amar Rav Chanan b'tem Rashabtai kasher yisas uman asayina. Just like a caregiver takes care of a nursing baby. Basically, that there's no end to how a judge is responsible for its congregants, for its community.
This is from a verse. Kasher Yisa Ha'oman Omen et Hayone?
Yeah, 11:12. Let's pull it up.
Interesting.
11:12. 11.
Not Deuteronomy, it's Bamidbar.
Oh. Here we go. Oh, this is when Moshe is complaining about how brutal things are for him.
Oh, okay.
He summarized interesting. It's kind of okay, so it actually makes this more ironic that this is what Moshe is saying, like, do I have to do this much? And the Gemara is saying, Akama, yes, this is what kind of actually it gives it some more interesting. Okay, now we quote a pasuk in Yatasavo. Where's this pasuk?
Dvarim 31:7.
Okay. Vayikra Moshe Yeshua, Vayomer love Laini Kol Yisrael Chazak v'amatz ki ata savo asam hazeh al aretz asher amos masei Islam v'ata tichal asam. So I feel like that's like the Moshe Yeshua buzzword. The Yeshua buzzword is Chazak v'amatz. I wonder how many times it says Chazak v'amatz.
I don't think it says it that many times.
In Yeshua itself, God says it to him a million times. Chazak v'amatz, Chazak v'amatz, Chazak v'amatz.
Okay, I mean it's from Devarim. It's what Moshe Rabbeinu said. So.
Yeah, it's interesting. Ki ata savo.
Ki ata tavi.
The first pasuk is Ki ata savo. Here, look, it's Ki ata savo, and the next uksiv Ki ata savi. There's another pasuk that says Ki ata savi, which is over here. Right, Sav Yeshua ben Nun, Vayom Chazak v'amatz ki ata savi es bnei Yisrael al aretz asher nishbata lehem. There's two different verses. One says Ki ata savo, one says Ki ata savi.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference? What's the problem with that? Is there a problem?
I mean, one's Tavo and one's Tavi. With
The one saying you will go and one saying you will bring?
bring, yeah.
Okay.
Amar Rabbi Yochanan.
Okay, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Amar Lo Moshe Yeshua, Ata v'azkenu shebadari mahem. You and the elders of the generation. Amar Lo Kadosh Baruch Hu, Kol Maka v'hach al kakadim. Take a stick and hit the elders with it. Dabar echad lador v'ein sheni dabar lador. There can only be one leader of a generation and not two.
Wow. Tol Makel v'hach al kadam.
Right.
There better be a Ben Ish Chai on this one.
Oh my gosh, for sure. Wait a second. I'm trying to understand though. I don't know if I understand the question. One verse says,
one says you're going to go with them. The other one says you're going to bring them. Right?
okay.
So the second one is Lashon Srara. You're the one who's bringing them. Atatavo, you're going with them.
And basically it's got, okay. And the way the Gemara is looking at it is the first one that we're saying you're going together, it was Moshe saying, oh, you're going to go together in partnership, and God is saying, no, that's not a good idea. That's how we're reading it? Okay.
Leader.
Does that mean that the verse itself says it, where was the first one? Was one talking from Moshe's perspective, one talking from God's perspective? Vayikra Moshe Yeshua, Ki ata savo. And what's the other one? The other one is Yeshua ben Nun. Oh, look, and it says God. The one is Moshe speaking and one's God speaking. So it works out really nicely.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, this is a good one. Interesting. Okay. Tana. Oh, no, wait. Now we're going back to our Mishnah finally.
Zimun b'shlosha. Like, is it talking about Zimun for Birkat Hamazon?
Oh, that's what the Gemara asks. You were having to the Gemara's kasha. It's actually hilarious. My Zimun. Go for it. It's your question. Now you have to read it.
Oh, it is. That's the Gemara's. I'm like, what's going on here? Okay. My Zimun. Ilema Birkat Zimun. Vatanya Zimun Birkat Zimun b'shlosha. So we have a different it says that Zimun and Birkat Zimun b'shlosha. Okay. V'chitema Perushe Kamfarish. My Zimun, Birkat Zimun. So maybe both Mishnahs are saying the same thing. Vatanya zimun b'shlosha birkat zimun b'shlosha. So we have one Mishnah that says, well, I guess these are brises. One says zimun b'shlosha. One says birkat zimun ubirkat zimun b'shlosha. And one says zimun b'shlosha, birkat zimun b'shlosha.
What's the difference between zimun and birkat zimun? What's the difference between those two things?
Good question. I'm thinking it must be the first bracha. I mean, lahalacha, you're supposed to answer amen to the first bracha with the mezamen, right?
Oh, so interesting. So when I bench with two other people, that's considered a mezumin, and if we do a mezumin, that's the birchas zimun. So it's like two separate things.
I was thinking the other way around.
Really?
Yeah, if you say havlan v'nivrich, right? That's the zimun.
That
Birkat zimun is the first bracha.
Is regular birchas hamazon, you're saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
the first bracha of birkat hamazon.
Got it. I think you're right about that. Okay.
I think so, but now we have three brightas, and all of them say the same thing, but in different ways. Ela my zimun. Well, let me see what. Umashon zu mashma she'ein birkat zimun pirush lezimun. Ela hem shnei inyanim nefradim. Mahu ifo zimun. Okay. Lefichach mabaret hagamar. Ela mai zimun azmune ledin kiha de amarava hani beit lata dayane diyatve. So according to Rava, there's a zimun to Beit Din. There's inviting someone to Beit Din, and those other ones we talk about birkat zimun. That's birkat hamazon. What's the shaykhs? Va'azel shlicha de Beit Dina va'amar mifuma dachad. Why mifumed? Why from one of them? Why not Beit Din? Lo amar klum.
Oh. Only said in the name of one judge. And
It's lo amar klum. Ad amar mishmei dechulhu. He has to say all three of them. That's what it means. Zimun b'shlosha. Okay.
Wait, does our Mishnah actually use the word zimun b'shlosha?
No. These are brisas.
Right, but we're reflecting back on our Mishnah. I'm curious if ever the word zimun was ever used.
I don't remember zimun. I don't remember talking about zimun at all.
I mean, remember, it was the longest Mishnah in history.
Dine maunus b'shlosha, gazelos chavelos b'shlosha, nezek v'chetzi nezek, tashlumei kefel, tashlumei arba, v'chamisha b'shlosha, ha'ones v'mefate, ha'motzi shemra b'shlosha. Divrei Rabbi Meir, v'chachamim omrim, motzi shemra b'esrim u'shlosha. מפני שיש פה דיני נפשות. מכות בשלושה משום רבי ישמעאל אמרו ב-23. עיבור החודש בשלושה. עיבור השנה בשלושה. דברי רבי מאיר, רבן שמעון בן גמליאל אומר, בשלושה מתחילין וחמישה נוסין ונותנין וגומרין בשבע. ואם גמרו בשלושה מעוברת. סמיכה זקנים ועריפת עגלה בשלושה דברי רבי שמעון. רבי יהודה אומר בחמישה וחליצה והמיונין בשלושה. רבי ומעשר שני שאין דמיו ידועין בשלושה. והקדשות בשלושה. הרחן והמטלטלין בשלושה. You're right. I didn't remember all this stuff. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Echad Mehen Kohen, V'Akarkaot Tisha V'Kohen, ואדם כיוצא בהם, דיני נפשות ב-23. I think that was all the shloshas, wasn't it?
I don't think it's here. So it's just talking about the general topic about this is still relevant because we're still talking about 3 judges. So,
Yeah. Okay. Hanamili below Yoma Dedina. Aval b'Yoma Dedina Leitlan ba.
so if it's a day judgment, it doesn't need to be the name of all 3. Why? What does Rashi say? Yom Adina Sheni v'Chamishi Tekanos Ezra Yivamkama. Doesn't Rashi doesn't say anything about this? What does Ezra say?
Rainy Art Scroll says because it's a day for judgment, it's a.
There definitely were 3 people there.
Yeah, if he says one dayan, there's going to be 2 others with it.
Got it.
Okay. Tashlema kefel chulu.
Yeah, so we want to see.
We're going back to the Mishnah.
Yeah, I wanted to see if there's any other we want to go through first. Let's see. Okay, just one many other. Just looking it down. Kasher says Onan.
Okay, we're on.
This is going to be the last vignette until Yidam and Base. We're going to be in a.
This was from last week.
No, there's only one. The only one that's here is two vignettes. One Kasher Yisa Uman as a eunuch and Homakel v'Hachakadkom.
Oh, okay. Kasher Yisa ha'oman et hayonik. Nir ali b'siyat ha'shwan. L'rmoz b'zeh masha amar Moshe Rabbeinu. Oh, I should probably put this on screen. So those friends of us who know Hebrew can follow. Masha amar Moshe Rabbeinu alav shalom. Eicha esa levadi torchachem umasachem verivchem. V'hainu eicha Roshei Tevot ka'asher yisa oman hayonek.
Interesting.
Okay. Amar lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tol makel v'hach al kodam. See, I said there has to be one. Pirush al haroshim shalahem shetimshol gam beroshim. Ve'od nira li b'siyata d'shmaya. Omru kod kodam, shebo hamoach liyadua hasechel hu b'moach, v'lachol echad sheyesh lo moach b'kodkodo, yitnaheg imo kefi shiur sichlo sheb'kodkodo. So it should be according to that person's thing. V'hada amar tol makel, v'lo amar mate, right? Not a scepter, but a makel, a stick, I guess. Mipnei ki makel hu sofei tevot shemot avotav hakadoshim Abraham, Yitzchak veYisrael. Ve'omro tol makel remez bo al yichus avotam shetitol biyadcha ta'ana mitzad avotam v'tochiach otam beta'ana zeh. שתאמר להם ראוי כי בני אברהם יצחק וישראל אתם המה הקדושים אשר בארץ וצריך שתלכו בנימוסם ודברים ובדרכם ונתיבתם. סופי תיבות אברהם Yitzchak, and Israel.
Interesting.
Did you ever know Makel is Sofei Tefot Abraham, Yitzchak of Israel?
No, I did not. I did not.
So if your parents ever whoop you,
There you go. Okay, we're no more Benny others until you know the base.
oy vey.
Hard. It's gonna be a hard life.
It's going to be a hard life, yeah. Okay.
You know what that means, though? All these next Gemaras are going to be
Halachic.
back to regular rigor.
Yep. We're actually going to have to understand what we're saying. Tashlum kefa chulu. Shalach le Rav Nachman bar Rav Chisda. Le Rav Nachman bar Yaakov. Yilamdenu Rabbeinu dinei kanasot. Bekama my Bekama.
So, Yilavdenu Rabbeinu, will our Rebbe teach us Yine Knasas Bekama? How many judges?
He sent to his own Rebbe?
What?
So he sent to his own Rebbe?
Nachman Bar Chisda sent it to Nachman Bar Yaakov. Yeah, I guess it's his Rebbe.
Bekama, okay. My Kim Bayale.
Mike Kimaveli.
Tanan Bishlosha.
Right.
Yeah.
Meaning, it's we have our Mishnah. Why is he asking this question at all?
Yeah. Ela Yachid Mumche Mebayale. Da'in Dine Knasot Olo. So his question was, can you have a mumcha?
Right. I guess the three are not necessarily mumchim. I guess they're under that assumption. But can a single mumcha be a judge?
Yeah. Amarle Tinituha. Tashlume kefal tashlume arba v'chamisha b'shlosha. My shlosha ilema shlosha hedyotot ha'amar avua da'avuch mishmei darav afilu asara v'hem hedyotot pesulin ladine kanasot. So even 10 won't make up for Lashon. Ela mumchen v'kalamar b'shlosha.
Right. So the answer is that you have to have mumcha.
Mm-hmm.
His whole question was, could one mumcha be okay? And the answer is no.
Because even 10 hedyots is
correct. You can never do anything less than 3 mumcha, it sounds like.
But these days we do everything with one mumcha. We do 1 mumcha and 2 hedyot.
That's if I'm the mumcha. If anybody else needs to be 3 proper mumcha.
What?
That was just a stupid joke. I was saying if I'm the mumcha, then that's it wasn't even remotely funny. Don't even smile. Fine. Okay. So yeah, I don't know what the psak is. Maybe it varies per different cases. I have no idea what the.
I'm pretty sure these days everything is 1 mumcha and 2 hedyot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder what the qualifications are these days to become a hedyot or a mumcha. Like, what does that mean?
Mumcha is somebody who has dayanas.
How do you get dayanas?
You have to be tested on all 4 chlakim of Shulchan Aruch.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you ever look at somebody's smicha, it says, it either says yadin yadin, or it says yore yadin yadin, right? So yore is somebody who's been tested on any part of Shulchan Aruch. Right. Usually it's basar v'chala, but like if you go to Yeshiva University, if you go to RITS, right, they will give you a Tadin after 4 years because they claim that they test you on the entirety of Shulchan Aruch.
I never heard of these phrases until the year. I don't even know these phrases. Interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, in modern Orthodoxy, everybody who goes around calling themselves a Rav is also supposedly a Dayan, but whatever.
Interesting. Okay. Speaking of which, Moti Shemra Basim Rishosha. The say that Moti Shemra is with 23 judges.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
So for the person who says 3, right? What happens if there's Dine Nafashos? What does he say?
Oh, interesting. Amar Ula b'choshishin lalaz.
Kamiflagi.
Rabbeinu Savar ein choshishin lalaz, v'Rabbanan Savar b'choshishin lalaz. Oh.
What does that mean, Choshishin Lalaz?
Let's see Rashi. Moti Shemra lo matzasi levilcha b'sulim v'vol afsida ksubasa. So he's saying that that she isn't a virgin and she's going to lose the ksuba. Lo laharka she maybe edim she is a tafta, but they're not going to kill her because there wasn't witnesses to say that she cheated. Dina Vashas Kasi lo ber married b'shlusha. But if there was, because if we were talking about that we're choshesh that Aiden would come forward, then Rameir would agree that 3 doesn't work.
Hold on. Why are we not? Why are I'm lost. Why are? What does Choshishin Lalaz mean? Ein Choshishin Shema Kishayavo Lebeitin Vayatza Hakol Yishma'u Aiden Vayavo Vayaidu Shazinta Tachtav. V'achshav ein habal yodea bahen. So Choshish and Lalaz is that when people find out that he's gotten away with not paying the ksuba, there will suddenly be Adam, which will
testify. So Rashi mentions it in it says Rameir Racham Omrim B'chulu. Minei sheish bodinin nefashos kasakadaitach. Dachi ka'amrim mishum dikamot yishemra d'shayich beidinin nefashos. Ukagon shemevi edim. Ubegamar parchinan b'chiyesh bodinin nefashos. My havi hashna mi alav din nefashos b'lak edim. Right? Rameir Savar ein choshin lalaz. Ein choshin shema kishavel lebezdin. We're not choshin that maybe they're going to come to bezdin v'yata kol and it's going to go out. Yishmu edim and the edim are going to hear about it. But Yovi will testify. She's in the top of. Achshav ein habal yodea behem. What's Chav Gimel? Chav Gimel 23. V'shema yavel l'dei nefashos Rabbanan Savar b'choshishim. It's just a question of whether or not you believe this is going to go out and the Adam is going to hear about the case.
Yeah.
Get the name of the woman and they say, "Oh, I actually know that she slept with this guy." It's so crazy. You really get that the halacha is that you get killed. It's really intense.
I mean, yeah, adultery is adultery.
Yeah.
Rav Amar. Kule alma lalaz lo chayshinan. There goes that you think. V'hacha b'choshishin l'chvodan shel rishonim kamiflagi. V'hacha b'may askinan. Kagon de ikanef bei esrim v'latata lemidan dinei nefashot. I don't understand what he's saying. לכן, כפי שיבואר ביד. I don't understand. What's בחושן לכבודן של ראשונים כמפלגים? Is there a Rashi?
Hopefully. He starts with Kuli Avalo Chashin in the laws. V'tchilas Tiba Yishabal Lo Ba Lidon Al Pi Edim Ela Al Yidei Atzma L'Afsid Chizvas L'Mod Ravan T'Shlosha. Rafik on the Iknif Asher Al Shesh Amar Habal L'Havi Edim Vizit V'Tachta V'Lo Matzah.
And I'm reading Rashi. V'amar hoyel v'ein li edim danu li miyahat b'shlosha. Since I dine mamano lahafsida keduvata. Agidei atzmo dekayim an chachamim tiknu lahem livnot Yisrael betula matayim v'lo mana.
Talking about a case of where he thought they would have 8 witnesses, and then it turns out they don't. So it went from a criminal matter, let's call it, to a financial matter, right?
So,
meaning he thought he had proof of adultery.
Yeah.
He said, "I don't have proof, but I know she's not a virgin, and therefore I shouldn't need to pay for the ksuba."
I don't understand. If he goes to a beis din of 3 with Adam, and then they tell him, no, your Adam don't count.
I think he thought he had Adam. I think
if he thought he had Adam, he should be going to a beis din of 23.
Right, that's what he did. He got a beis din of 23, and then
so what are we judging with 3?
No, the question is, what's the case where a mayor is okay with 3 judges, and the Chacham say you need 23? What's that?
Right? Correct.
The case where I think is what it's saying is that you have 23 because it's a criminal matter with Adam. Then the Adam fall through. The Chachamim say you should be 23 because of it's dishonorable to have these judges start a case and then basically take them off the case. And our mayor says no. Once you realize now it's no longer Dina Nefashos, then you should take it down to a case of Dina Mamma.
Oh, so L'chvod HaRishonim is the Dayanim?
Yeah, I think so.
So they would allow you to dismiss 20 of the Dayanim?
But essentially, though, what the Gemara is really doing here is stating that Rav Meir agrees you need 23, basically, right? It's a very specific case where they're arguing.
Uh-huh.
It's really bizarre. I wonder if it's going to hold. Kuli Amal Alaz Lo Chashinan. והכה בחושן לחודש הראשון הכנפלי. והכה מעסקינן, כגון דאיכנף בי עשרים, plus למדי נפשות. You gather 23 together to judge a case of dina nefashos.
Ibadur.
It says here in English that it
Benit Parzu, and they're like, no, there's no thing there.
Right.
And they split up, and now he comes back and says, "Dainu li mi hadinei mamonot."
Right. Yep. And then we get to Chesed Meisvei. So we have right now Rava and Ula, right? Was Rava and Ula? What was the first explanation? It was Ula, right? We have Ula and Rava, who has their opinions about what the machlokas is between Rav Meir and the Chachamim.
Yeah. Okay. Meisvei. The Chachamim omrim tevau mamon b'shlosha. Tavau nefasha b'esrim b'shlosha. B'shlema l'rava. Tavau mamon tchila. B'shlosha tavau nefashas tchila. Afilu mamon b'esrim b'shlosha. So if he's going to come for money, right, they can start with 3. But if he comes for Dinei Nefashos Tchila, right, then even the Mammon, it has to be with the 23.
Right.
Olam Kasha.
If you remember, that's from Mishlosha, right? Ula Kasha. According to Ula, who would say was the first Shita, who had nothing to do with this case of it dropping 23 to 3.
Yeah.
Why would he agree? According to Ula. According to Ula, 3 should never be enough. Right? It should always be 23. He doesn't agree that that we're careful. Wait, am I getting this right? Oh, because Ula is always concerned about chashinan for lot. He's always concerned about gossip, so he can never agree to 3 ever.
Yeah, but so they're asking if that's Ula's explanation, then how did we end up with the Mishnah saying what it says? What does the Mishnah say?
No, it's referring we're talking about the Chachamim saying in our Mishnah 23. The Brisa here said Chachamim say 3 is acceptable. But according to Ula, it should never be acceptable to have 3.
Okay, one more time. According to Ula, the Chachamim believe that if he comes to...
Well, we can start. It'd be easier probably if we just review outside everything we did so far, like in this argument.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're talking about Moti Shemra is 23 judges. Okay. And the Gemara's first question is why are the Chachamim requiring 23 when sometimes it's only Dinei Mamonos, right? That's basically
No. It's the other way around. Why? How could you ever say 3 since it could come to Dinei Nefashos?
no. Chiyesh bo Dinei Mamonos my have. That's the first question. It says.
Yeah. What are you gonna say? You who say that it's only 3, right? Who says 3 and who says?
The Meir says 3. The Chum say 23.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Motzi Shamra b'shlosha divrei Rabbi Meir v'chachamim omrim Motzi Shamra b'yasrim. So they ask the Rabbi Meir, what are you going to do if it becomes a case of dinei nafashos?
Right. So the answers. So Ula answers. We're arguing the machlokas between Rav Meir and the Chachamim is only in a case of whether it's about whether or not we're.
He doesn't have Adam, right?
Right. Doesn't. Right.
Yeah, he doesn't have Adam, and he maybe suddenly people will hear of this court case and come and say that and turn it into a dinei nefashos.
So Rav Meir is always choshesh for.
No, the Chachamim are always choshesh,
and Rav Meir is not choshesh.
Correct.
Okay. Then we have another way of looking at the argument where we say really both don't care about gossip. It's not an issue.
Mm-hmm.
The question is only, are we worried about the covet of the judges in a case where it used to be everyone agreed we need 23 at first, but now it got lowered to a monetary dispute. And there the Chum say we are choshesh, and Rav Meir says we're not choshesh, and we can just lower it to a case of 3 judges.
Right.
But now we bring a brisa where we see a case where the same story, a guy comes and says, my wife was not a virgin, and he wants to not pay for the ksuba. And the Chachamim say that case you could have 3 judges.
Bishlema l'Rava. So
if he's claiming money, it's 3 judges. If he's claiming dinei nefashos, then it's 23.
But for Ula, who says you can start with 3, right? Because yeah, the way Rava has it, you're starting with 23, you're ending with 3. With Ula, what are you going to do if you start with 3 and suddenly it becomes a what you call it? It becomes a dinei nefashos.
Right. For Ula, you're always choshesh for laws. So why would he ever agree? How could this would never make sense in Ula's world? You can never have a case of 3 judges according to the Chachamim in the way Ula explains it.
Yeah.
Non-starter.
Okay.
Amarava Aniva Arisha Vakabura Pargamina Umar Ruchia Baravan. I and the lion of the Chabura, referring to Ruchia Bar Oven, learned it this way. The brisa that we just quoted refers to when the Baal Edim actually brought the judge. And then the father of his wife brought witnesses who discredited the witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's getting really complicated. So, if the father comes to take money from the husband, bishlosha, so he's completely changing the case around. Let's see. Got it. So basically, this husband brings witnesses to say that his wife was not a virgin.
So he doesn't want to pay the kasuba.
Correct. And the father of the girl brings witnesses saying that those witnesses were actually somewhere else that day. There's no way they could have.
Right. They were Adam Zoban.
Right. So bowling goes over Mibal b'shlosha. U'b'makom nefashos Esher b'shlosha.
How does this change?
Okay, so basically, it's inserting a whole new case. So when it says in the brisa that we're quoting as a contradiction, when it says you could do a monetary, you could have 3 judges, that's referring to a completely separate case. So the rabbis say if it's for money, that's 3. If it's for nefashos, that's 23. So the case of 3 is referring to a completely different case that we just laid out about Edom Zomim. And the second case is referring to our case of 23 that you are required to have. You got what I'm saying?
No.
So our issue is our.
How does this change? How does this change anything? If it's a case of Edom Zomim or it's the Baal.
Because it's a completely different case. The Edom Zomim case, it's almost hysterical in the sense that it's completely, it's not related to anything we're talking about, this new case.
What do you mean? It's the same case, but now there's an additional complication.
No, because now we have Edom people. Now the husbands Edom have been proven to be Zomim. It's already proven they're Zomim.
Okay.
And now the Baal is coming to collect money based off of that.
The father is coming to collect his money.
He's coming apparently when there's a din of Edom Zomim. Now,
yeah, kasher zama, right? What they. The punishment of
the ksuba. No, but why would that be kasher zama here? Because kasher zama here would be death, wouldn't it?
It depends. If in the beginning he kasher zamam, if the conspiracy was to not pay the ksuba, that was money. If the conspiracy, I mean, it complicates it, but it doesn't change anything.
No, it does, because it's no longer a case of nefashos. It's not a case of nefashos anymore. It's a case of mammon only.
Hold on. The whole question was, according to Rabbi Meir, that you can start if it's mammon with 3.
What are the chaman? Right? No, what? It was all a question about the chaman.
No, it was a question about Ula was answering a question about Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir says you can do it with 3. How can you do it with 3? When it could be, he says, he came only for the whatchamacallit, for the ksuba, and we're not koshesh lalaz.
Right. Okay.
Right. How? Then we said no. Everybody is choshesh lalaz. Now it's actually a question of whatchamacallit. It's actually a question of kavod of the first judges.
Right.
That's Rabbah.
That's right.
And then we ask, okay, so according to Rabbah's whole thing where you started with 23, fine. But we're back to the question on Ula. How do you not do it? How do you start a court case with 3?
Because you should be choshesh for laws.
You should. Except Rava said Le'olam lo, and this is Rava.
Choshesh for laws. Ula says if you're choshesh for laws or not.
But now Rava is saying this is how I understand Ula. Amar Rava, ani v'ari shebachabura targimna. So he has a teretz.
Rava's answering for Ula, which is interesting. By the way. I didn't notice that before.
So he's saying no. Even Ula doesn't say choshen lalaz.
No, not what he's saying.
I think that's exactly what he's saying. He's saying
it's a completely separate case.
Why is it completely? Oh, because then there's no question of laws. There's no question of somebody coming and yeah. Then there's no question of laws if it's a case of whatchamacallit, Adam Zomerman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meaning it's a new case. I would even add that maybe before we got to this point, maybe you need 23. Who knows? Like whatever. Who knows? But at this stage, when they're trying to collect the 100 shekel for the Zomimim, it's a completely separate case. So that's why now he reads differently. But when he comes without Adim, then Besim Rishlosha. Then you need 23.
Yeah, because when it's the father, then there's never an issue of laws.
By the way, massive spoiler alert.
Yeah.
There's going to be 8 different ways of looking at this machlokos.
Later on? What do you mean?
As we keep, there's going to be 8 total, 8 interpretations of this machlokos.
Where did you get that from?
I looked ahead. I cheated.
Anyway.
8.
It's
8.
one of those Gemaras.
No, but this is like a great Gemara of like people want to know what the Talmud is. It's like literally there's just one single line of the Mishnah, and we're going to have 8 different interpretations. And within those 8 interpretations, we're going to have a million small minor questions back and forth, which makes your brain literally go mad.
Yep.
It's insane.
It is insane. What are we doing with this Talmud thing?
What do you mean?
It's insane.
Oh, it's nuts.
Let's become Karaites. No? You don't think so?
I'm all right with that as long as like we get better branding. I feel like Karaites sound like carrots or Korach. I want to get a better branding situation.
You know what the biggest problem with the Karaites is?
What?
Not only do they only eat cold food on Shabbos,
yeah,
but they also don't eat shawarma.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, cold food on Shabbos you can make do, but like not eat shawarma.
I actually have a good story. I was talking to someone who's like a coworker of mine, actually, who's not Jewish, and he starts like asking me a lot of questions about. He's a very curious guy. He started asking me a lot of questions about Shabbos. So I start telling him like, you know, the basic laws. We go through like I spoke to him for like a few minutes going through it, and he paused for a second, and he's like, "So how do you have hot food on Shabbos?" And I'm like, now that's a good kasha. You know, it's just so funny. Like, it means I'm a good teacher. Like at the end, he's like, "So how do you have cold food on Shabbos?" So it's just really funny.
Very funny. You know we're the only ones who have hot food on Shabbos, right? The Samaritans don't. The Karaites don't.
You know, I don't know what any of these groups are. It's so funny. David was like talking to me, like asking me about these different groups, and I was like, I don't even know what these groups are. I literally grew up in Baltimore and I went to yeshiva. Like, I don't know what any of these groups are.
Okay, so the Samaritans have been around for a good 2,000 years.
I get it. I get that these groups exist. I grew up in an elitist environment where it's just only my world. That's it.
But people talk about the Korayim.
No. The only thing I heard about in yeshiva was like YU is a terrible place and Chabad is very bad. That's all I heard in yeshiva.
No, but the Gemara itself, like Baitusim and Korayim and Shomronim, it comes up.
Correct, and it's taught as a very abstract thing. Like, yeah, these are the other groups that whatever. We're not sure who they are, or we don't, you know. It wasn't a practical conversation ever. The only thing that was practical was like, you know, the very low-hanging fruit of battles that are not even battles that, you know, like YU and weird things like that, like Chabad, Lubavitch.
Yeah, God save us from YU and Lubavitch.
I told you it's the funniest thing, but I actually like got out of the bubble. I was like, wait a second, like these are actually the only groups I'm interested in like actually communicating with. Like they're actually fascinating to feel. It's just so funny. Listen, look at you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be learning with you right now. You're one of the Chabad's greatest shluchim.
greatest shluchim. Yeah.
I'm serious.
There's no tachton. That's lower than a misnagid. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Till next time.
Okay. Bye, people.
Bye.
Bye.